Welcome back to Finn vs. History.
Part 4.
Part 4.
On our terrifying tour.
The grim mixed grill of the Cambodian genocide.
We genuinely shocked Charlie here, to be honest.
Part 1, Charlie said, Pol Pot, can I shake your hand? Part 3, he was going, guys, I don't like this guy. This is grim. And that's because he never knows what we're about to talk about.
But how sincerely you got scared like you're in a horror ride. God, I've got a bad feeling about it. When did you start not liking it? Was it when they started eating their own poo with the only thing there, which was a spoon?
The poo and the nails and like the drowning stuff with the bodies. I don't like any of that.
But it's kind of as bad as it gets.
The bit before that where you just get to wear black clothes and a spoon. Charlie was like, I fucking love that. Simple. Spoon. Back to basics. Yeah.
Salt of the earth.
Salt of the earth, these guys.
You know, they're not capitalist pigs like us.
No. So, in our last episode, things got a bit fruity. As I said, this cunt's absolutely crackers.
Yeah.
He's a verified Fruit Loop, Pol Pot. But again, you know, we've spent 3 episodes on him. We don't really know much about him because he's in the shadows. You know?
Yeah.
He's pulling the strings, and he is... his policies are very famous, but he's not.
Yeah, because I guess what jumps out to me with the Pol Pot thing, maybe it's a misconception, but Hitler would have toured the fucking death camps and would have got all the plans through about them and was so involved. Was Pol Pot just saying any enemies of the people, kill them, and then it sort of became like this? Or was it very much like his edict?
Trickle-down genocide.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Well, he says...
Like, how truly... Was it like... Is he in the jungle not seeing it as much?
He's in Phnom Penh.
He's in Phnom Penh.
Yeah. He's in a big, nice colonial house on the porch in a nice chair. And he says, this is after the genocide, largely unrepentant, he says, please understand, with my high level of work, I only made decisions concerning the very important people. I didn't supervise the lower ranks. Look at me now. Do you think I'm a violent person? So as far as my conscience and my mission were concerned, there was no problem.
No problem.
Or like I like how Liam Neeson would say it.
No problem.
No problem. No problem. No problem. That's how Liam Neeson would say it.
So he just says no problem.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any problem with the Cambodian genocide and your part in it?
No problem. No problem. Yeah. And if that makes you queasy, you must remember I'm doing the accent of a white person. Liam Neeson is white.
So seeing as you got livid at the person who asked for forgiveness, how do you think that compares to Pol Pot saying no problem, no problem?
I prefer no problem. Because it's like the other guys just...
But there was problem. There was big problem.
Big problem.
Many problems.
But like... it's like him
really
not knowing...
I'd say he's quite problematic.
Yeah.
Pol Pot.
I can respect that more than I can this sort of weird football manager apology. Fuck off.
Fuck off.
Yeah, the boys were just outplayed tonight.
Man.
We just didn't get. We gave our
obviously
role.
The buck stops at me.
Yeah.
I take full responsibility for the way the team's
back
performing.
to the training ground first thing Monday. The fans were great. Sorry they had to see it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I don't like that.
No.
Too formal.
So this episode we'll be dealing with the collapse of democratic Kampuchea, the utopian society where money was banned, where all you had was a spoon and some pajamas, and where schools were turned into medical experiments.
Yep.
Now, after the genocide, Pol Pot decides to be referred to as Fem. I guess is he trans?
A new
like
pseudonym.
a femme. That's not femme as in like you'd say like you're a femme mask.
But how did the genocide end?
Well, we'll get to that.
Okay.
But they keep going. The killing fields, those lovely romantic fields of death.
But is the rate of the killing fields happening consistently for the 3.5 year period?
Yeah.
It's just 3.5 years of just that
It's Michael Owen at the top of his game.
Right.
Right. And then at some point...
That's kind of a long time. You think about what's happening.
Yeah.
That's a long time for that intensity of shit to be happening.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Michael Owen won the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
And then his hamstrings gave out. So...
And Pol Pot, was he nominated for the Ballon d'Or?
I don't think he was.
No.
Because he was he was selfless. He's like a selfless player. It was like Makelele's never going to win Ballon d'Or.
Who won the Ballon d'Or in 79? Let's see who beat Pol Pot.
Was there a Ballon d'Or in 79?
There was. Stanley Matthews won the first Ballon d'Or, I believe.
Oh, right.
Kevin Keegan.
Interesting. So
Keegan beats Pol Pot. Fair play. And what's Keegan's numbers?
Keegan, a rare English winner of the Ballon d'Or.
Keegan stats.
Yeah.
204 goals in 592 appearances.
It's not bad.
Pol Pot, 2 million, 2.5 years.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Blows it out of the water.
Yeah.
So how does the Khmer Rouge end? So for 3 years, they're absolutely going hell for leather, babies for trees.
They're going babies for trees.
They're going babies for trees. It's all pretty grim. They're forcing everyone to eat poo with their spoons, which is the only thing that they own.
When you put
I
it like
don't
that.
think there's been a worse place to grow up in.
No.
You know, my wife and I are like, oh, do you want to bring the kids up in London? I tell you where we don't want to bring them up is Cambodia in the 70s.
Yeah. I mean, the 70s was bad in the UK.
Yes.
But it really was nowhere
Puts
near.
into perspective,
It really
though.
does. It does.
You know, Ted Heath.
Yeah.
All of that.
74.
So at some point, it should be said that Pol Pot goes on a kind of Stalinist purge of his own party as well. So he really turns the. It's not even turning the gun; it's turning the fucking pipe on himself, and he starts knocking everyone around. Now there have been constant border incursions from Cambodia into Vietnam, and there'd been this big massacre that we mentioned
Because it
last
was
time.
spilling over.
Yeah, because they were killing a lot of people who had Vietnamese tendencies, whatever that means.
Yeah.
They hate the Vietnamese, famously. There's been a long-running enmity between the two countries. And they go one border incursion too far. They go and kill too many Vietnamese villagers. And in response, in December 1978, Vietnam invades Cambodia with support from some defectors who had fled the regime. And in a matter of like weeks, maybe even days, they capture Phnom Penh, because Phnom Penh, it must be said, is a ghost town.
Oh, that'd be great if you're a photojournalist being able to go around.
Like, because it's been deserted the entire time. It was deserted for 4 years. And they install a new government, the People's Republic of Kampuchea, led by a man called Heng Samrin.
Did the animals return like in COVID?
Probably did.
Probably a lot of monkey.
Yes, it's just completely deserted. It's like Chernobyl. It's just ghost town. 2 million people overnight. Fuck off. Empty city for 3 years. So the Vietnamese take control of it, install a new government. Pol Pot and his followers go back to the jungles near the Thai border in the west of the country.
So they collapse really easily under Vietnamese.
Well, yeah, because there's no one. There's just no one in the city really.
Right.
And then I think
also the Vietnamese have been fighting the Vietnam War for years. They're pretty battle-hardened.
And in 79,
effective force.
What point does the US pull out? Is that 75?
25, yeah.
Right, okay. There's a moment where the Vietnamese are coming and Doik, the guy you hate.
Yeah.
Doik! The guy that you hate the most, the football manager who's in charge of the torture centre, he gets a call saying, the Vietnamese are coming, shut up shop.
Yeah.
Bring another defender on, strike her off, let's
Right.
just see this one out.
Yeah.
So he quickly kills the remaining people that are there. And I think apart from like 12 people survived S21, I don't know. Oh, I know why. One of them survives because he's the only one that's able to operate machinery that makes the centre run. And this was the great problem of Cambodia in the 70s, in that they killed all doctors, anyone who had glasses.
Yeah.
But then when they need a medical system, they've killed everyone who's qualified. So if everyone's a rice farmer, then if you eat too much rice and you feel sick, there's no one to help.
So I guess the 12 were just important skilled workers that they
Well, maybe
afford.
not. Maybe some people just hid. I don't know.
Right.
Or maybe someone just really liked
dead.
eating poo with their spoon. I don't know. Anyway, so they all fuck off into the jungle.
7 were children.
7 were children. Right.
hell.
Okay. So Pol Pot and the Khmer Rouge carry on being a thing, but they fuck off into the jungle and start, which is what he loves, really.
He's back.
He
He's
loves
going
it.
back to
He's back to
the roots.
back to the heartland, and this is where they start like a guerrilla campaign against the Vietnamese for years, I think.
Yeah, this is what's the weird part of it. It doesn't have a satisfying end, because normally, like an insane genocide, you look at like World War II.
Yes.
Satisfying end.
Nuremberg,
You know,
bunker,
Blood. Gaddafi, satisfying end.
the most satisfying end Gaddafi'd ever had.
How extreme this genocide was. Narratively, it's not particularly satisfying that he just goes back to guerrilla warfare as if none of it happened.
Yeah,
It just feels like he took a step back.
It's a fade out.
Yeah.
It's a crossfade into nothing. Like the genocide only.
But now they're
ends
back in the jungle fighting.
the Vietnamese
like
again.
it was like it was.
It's bookends.
Yeah.
Like it was all a dream.
Yeah, genuinely.
Yeah. Did that even happen?
Yeah. At that point, after 4 years of the disastrous genocide and their guerrilla fighting, what are they even fighting for at that point?
I know.
Is it to get back in and do it all over again?
guess so.
Run that shit back.
Well, it's the Vietnamese, isn't it? They hate the Vietnamese.
Yeah.
So this is where Pol Pot starts. He gets rid of the black and starts wearing green jungle print safari suits.
Right.
He also starts to ally with the fucking US
Right.
because the Vietnamese are running their country now. So
And
he's going,
the
well,
US
you
hate
hate
Vietnam.
Vietnam. Help us get rid of these Vietnamese commies.
Yeah.
And the US are like, sorry? You're calling them commies?
Yeah.
That's a bit of the pot calling the kettle Chinese. Do you know what I mean? Aren't you commies? And so, but this is the point, is that he has no intellectual, like, integrity to his ideas.
No.
Because
He's not
it's
an
this-
ideologue.
No, because he doesn't really. He's using communism to try and control Cambodia, and then as soon as it becomes expedient to ditch communism, he's trying to say, let's ally with the US, and you know what? We should have some schools, maybe,
Yeah.
and maybe the odd hospital's fine. And yes, you can wear glasses if they're small. If they're really
Like
thick
the
and big
big
and your
one, the
eyes look
big
massive, you look thick. I'm going to kill you.
But thick would be good.
Thick is good, actually.
Yeah,
so maybe
you
it's just disorientating. So in October 1979,
But what? Because we don't know much about Pol Pot. He doesn't seem like a particularly sadistic man, or is that just I'm going off the photos?
well, yeah, he unleashes a kind of animalistic
That was under the
spirit. That's what Philip Short would argue.
Yeah.
Is that the Cambodian people have this thing in them.
But he's like when in Cambodia.
That's his. Yeah.
Do as the Cambodians.
Yeah, fucking chuck babies at trees. That's what he would say. And maybe there's an element to that, but it's also. I mean, Pol Pot was clearly. I don't know. It's weird. There's no cult of personality. It's a personality-less dictator.
Yeah.
So in October 79, it was declared there'd be no more executions, and the UN recognises the Khmer Rouge's delegation over the Vietnamese. So the UN, in the UN Cambodia seat, it's still the Khmer Rouge for like a long time. Is it till the 90s? That's crazy. That's like Hitler still having the seat at the UN for Germany until 1960.
Yeah, it just doesn't have the neatness you're used to. It's
No,
just
I
like
know.
weirdly dragged
But
out.
it's because America had pulled out, and everyone's like, can we just forget that we did
Forget
that?
this whole thing.
We shouldn't really be there. I don't know what's going on in there.
Yeah.
And it's like this sort of back corner of the world where everyone's just kind of ignoring it.
And then the journalist behind the film The Killing Fields, can you look that up?
He's a weird guy.
What, Pol Pot?
Journalist behind the Killing was a Cambodian photojournalist, Dith Pran, and American journalist Sidney Scharnberg. The 1984 is based on the experience reporting on the Khmer Rouge regime. So basically, when everyone was leaving Vietnam, so like the last chopper out of Saigon,
Yeah.
they stayed, and like that's how it came out to the world. Is that like an American journalist stayed?
Oh, what, and documented the whole thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
I think that's where it came from.
What did they do with all the bodies?
Well, you probably saw
You
a lot
probably
of
saw,
them.
you're the only one who's been to Cambodia.
Yeah.
Went to the Killing
And
Fields.
how are you shocked at it? You've been there.
Don't know.
He went to Angkor Wat. We did a Patreon episode about Angkor Wat, and we're
Yeah.
trying to ask
Do you
him
wanna-
many questions, and
yeah.
he said, "My dog died, and it was hot."
Well, I was really boiling, and my mum called me when I was going there, and she told me my dog had died.
Yeah.
so
he
it's a
couldn't
bit of a
say
blur.
anything else about the temple.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a fucking sad. It was a sad blur.
Yeah.
But my wife went to Cambodia and she said the striking thing is there's no old people.
Oh, they're not.
Well, they killed
there will
20%
be some.
of their population in 3 years. So there will be less old people.
Yeah, and it's all from a certain working age was the main thing.
Oh,
Right?
the working age men,
There's like
80%,
70%. So that's
80%
one
of them were killed.
generation pretty
Yeah.
much taken out entirely.
So if you're Cambodian, you've got a grandpa. He probably
yeah.
did something a bit naughty.
He was probably pretty naughty. But in Enemies of the People, when he starts speaking to the people who did it,
Yeah.
it does sort of show that they don't strike you as evil.
And again, they seem very genial and friendly, and like they're like grandpas.
They just sort of got caught up in it all, and there's
Yeah.
still a level of guilt.
But that's like the Nazis thing, the banality of evil.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. Fucking hell.
Banality of anal.
Oh, so close.
Yeah.
The Banality of Anal. Is that your autobiography? The Charlie Milner autobiography. The Banality. Anal is banal. Is it? Is anal banal? Not to
No,
me,
no,
it's
it's
not.
not.
To you, maybe.
To me, it means something.
It
Yeah.
is.
To
It's
me,
apathetic.
to me, it's extraordinary.
No,
The idea of it. Yeah, but to you,
no, it's uncompassionate.
the banality of anal. By Charlie Milner. Oh. You know what they say about anal? Meh.
Banal.
In the way that Boss Bemp and Borden Bamsey bad banal. Yeah.
And apparently Banye West and and Borden Ramsey have been bumming.
But you beer this. Ban you best.
Stop.
Banye Best.
Banye Best and Borden Bamsey are bumming.
after a party.
Yeah.
Right.
Ban you
Okay.
best bummed. Borden Bamsey.
Right. In 1979, the regime aimed to rebuild the military.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So Pol gets replaced by Q Samphan as prime minister. In 81, Pol Pot and Noon Chia, who's the guy in that film, brother number one and number two, they dissolved the CPK, which is the only communist party in history to voluntarily end its own existence.
So there's quite a lot of firsts.
It is,
You
yeah.
know, they're quite unique in this sense. They do break the trends a little
They're
bit.
just sort of packing up and going,
Yeah.
sorry about that.
Yep.
Should we just forget about that 4 years?
Yeah. Sorry, that was weird. I shouldn't have said that. It's like when a joke bombs and you're like,
Sorry.
so
Sorry about that.
thought it would come out. I thought it'd be funnier
No,
than
I
it was.
thought it sounded fun in my head,
Yeah.
but it was, yeah. No, that
Can we
was,
just
that
move
was
on? Can we
really
just forget
crass.
about that?
Forget. Sorry about that. Yeah. And so this is obviously because ideologically they haven't really got a leg to stand on.
Well, a lot of people don't have
Most
legs
people don't have legs to stand on. Yeah. And then they're then sort of solely fighting the Vietnamese.
And it becomes something that you can unite the country a bit more because it's just.
And this is the anti-Vietnamese stance means they now support capitalist nations, as I was saying.
Yeah, so it's just
Pol
complete
Pot says,
bollocks.
we chose communism because we wanted to restore our nation. We helped the Vietnamese who were communists, but now the communists are fighting us, so we have to turn to the West and follow their way.
So he's just.
It's complete U-turn.
Yeah.
I mean, talk about U-turns. This is about as big as it gets.
Yeah. So I guess, a lot of people say communism has never been tried properly. This is the example where you really believe that communism wasn't tried, right?
No, it was tried.
In a way, not really, because it's so clearly not ideologically led. It's just like.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
I
Like
guess
some of the
so.
other ones, I think you're skirting away from the responsibility. Like it definitely was tried and it didn't work. But I think this is almost something else.
Well, it is. No, they thought they were trying it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sort of. But then
Sort of.
if he flips on a dime like that, then was he
Well, no,
even
you got to
trying?
you got to let a man change his mind.
I guess so.
This clearly doesn't work.
And also it's like trial and error, isn't it?
Yes, you could say that's that.
There's no bad ideas in brainstorming.
No.
What about we march
What
them all
about brain
and chop all their
bashing?
heads
Yeah.
off?
So
That wasn't a good idea.
no.
Did you come up with any ideas? No.
Yeah, I told a city to fuck off in 2 hours. I was,
Yeah.
I thought, fuck it.
What was your idea?
It was, you got any ideas?
Nothing.
Yeah,
It's always me having to come up with all the fucking ideas.
So Pot allows captured soldiers to return to their families, and he says this: each person you kill has a family, so each family will bear a grievance. That way, you increase the number of your enemies, and you'll have fewer friends.
Well, what's going on there?
Well, again, it's this weird sort of. He's just flipped on a sixpence.
So his whole thing is enemies of the people, right?
Yeah.
That's kind of the justification that the communist high command had for the genocide, was purifying the country of enemies of the people. But he's saying there, the problem is when you kill an enemy, you make all their families into enemies.
Yeah. So the coalition government of Democratic Kampuchea is formed in 1982. And this is recognised by the UN as a more legitimate national government.
So
this is
it's similar to the Communist Party, it's saying here, similar views.
But this is still the Khmer Rouge.
Right.
Right. But they control certain parts of the country. Vietnam control Phnom Penh. But like collective eating and communal possessions are abolished, but private property and family life are restored.
The Khmer Rouge continue to tell their own rule
In the area they
areas.
controlled. And they receive
so the
over
north of the country.
Yeah, they receive over $1 billion in military aid from China, $250 million from the USA, Singapore, Malaysia, and Thailand. So
What's
the Khmer
going on
Rouge,
there?
well, that's it.
They're getting it from everyone.
Yeah, no one fucking knows how bad it is. And because Vietnam has technically violated their sovereignty
Yeah.
and they're communists, and the Khmer Rouge have gone, we're not communists anymore.
Yeah.
Then the American, and also I don't know how much they knew about it. And also
Yeah.
they're probably feeling guilty for fucking carpet bombing them over breakfast.
Sorry about that.
So we should talk about his personal life because he gets diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma in the 1980s.
Tragic.
Desperately sad.
Another victim.
One more victim to the list. His schizophrenic wife had been quite
Mouthy.
hot and cold. Funny that. Blown a bit hot and cold. Charlie, can you chat GPT what happens to his schizophrenic wife? So yeah, Pol divorces her in 1979 after the Vietnamese invasion and remarries.
You've
So
got a boundaries.
Punani gets cared for by her sister and she dies in 2003, have never recovered and was sort of seemingly unaware of Pol Pot's.
Right. So she's just,
She didn't know what's going on. Basket case. So he gets Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is that a shaky thing? Is it kind of Parkinson's adjacent? I don't know. Is it a brain thing?
Lumps, I reckon.
What is it?
Cancer
Cancer.
in the mouth, in the
Lymph.
like lymph nodes in your throat, I think.
Right. But he marries a 22-year-old. It's
Fair play.
Cambodia.
It's classic.
It's Cambodia.
Cambodia is now making a bit more sense. The modern
When in
Cambodia is
Rome,
coming through.
bash. This is it. The long road to sex tourism. He travels to Beijing for treatment. And while he's away, the Berlin Wall falls and the Cold War ends. And so with no Soviet threat, the US funding for Cambodian anti-communist efforts is withdrawn. Now, this is fascinating. Prince Sihanouk, King Sihanouk,
Still alive.
the Titan,
Yeah.
who had sort of gone into exile and said, I'm very sorry for the whole going with the Khmer Rouge. He comes back into power after the UN broker a peace deal between the Vietnamese and the Cambodians. And he then demands trial for all the Khmer Rouge leaders.
Wow.
And so Sihanouk holds the Guinness World Record for the most state roles held by a royal. So twice he was a king, twice he was a prince, one time he was president, and twice he was prime minister.
Yeah.
But he also had a rule that was...
Wait, did he get? Do you have a
leader-
picture of him with the Guinness World Record thing?
Yeah,
Did he get one of those?
He was head of state for life. I think that was his title at one
Yeah.
point. Prime Minister and head of state for life. So the Khmer
Got a
Rouge
badge.
agrees to a ceasefire. Pol Pot gets banned from participating in elections.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then...
Was he later boycotted?
Yeah, so this kind of... there's a coalition government that formed and they start trying to fight the Khmer Rouge who are in the jungle. Right. And then by the early sort of 90s, the Khmer Rouge only hold kind of small pockets of territory. But they're still recognised as the sort of valid government. It's crazy. And then
but is Sihanouk back in power then?
Yeah, so Sihanouk's back in power and he's so he is legitimate leader.
Yeah, it's quite an extraordinary life. So is
he king again? Maybe
is this Blair in Gaza then?
I guess it's Blair in Gaza. Yeah. So Pot is still forcing people under his rule to live like peasants, and then he does something like he basically builds a fucking bond lair in the jungle where he surrounds this treehouse complex with landmines and sharpened bamboo sticks.
Right.
And then he just lives in the fucking house. Maybe with a cat. Maybe I'm imagining that.
Right.
I don't know. And so he gets kind of like bored. And then at some point in the mid-90s, he orders...
He's getting no attention
He
really
kidnaps... The Khmer Rouge they capture a train.
Right.
Or they storm a train. And then he executes 3 backpackers, 1 British, 1 French, 1 Australian. Then some high-ranking Khmer Rouge guys defect...
With 4,000 troops,
yeah,
which is a lot of Rouge's remaining power.
He tries to kind of reinstate the discipline and sort of revive the 70s vibe.
Let's go back to the 70s. 70s nostalgia.
Yeah. He's still giving like seminars to his followers in his camp. He's basically just like holed out in the wilderness.
One comment I recalled, as a teacher, he was brilliant. He had a sense of humour and he was warm-hearted towards you. He gave you confidence in yourself. There was clearly a charisma that we don't really know much apart from...
But basically, he's ill... And he has heart problems as well, I think. And by 94, he's just hanging out with his daughter, listening to music, reading. He orders the execution of one of the other Khmer Rouge guys in 1997. He gets Son Sen and 13 of his family members are run over by trucks, and the trucks then just reverse constantly back and forth over 13 people.
So this is 97 Pol Pot.
Yeah.
So he's still up to his trick.
Blair's come to power.
Yeah.
And Pol Pot is in the forest getting people run over back.
Yeah, so he's still... It's like, I don't have the machinery I had before to kill it. So
I've just got a truck.
Yeah, and someone's family.
Yeah. But they do... In terms of like how creative they are in killing people, it's kind of extraordinary. Because that's another thing, is that when he was I read this in the book, when he was a boy and he was doing the drama... You know, he was in drama school. Like, he would tour the country... And what they would do is they just had a bus and they'd sleep under the bus in the night. They just crawl under the bus, sleep under there, and then get back on the bus.
Okay.
So he must have been lying under the bus, and then 50 years later, it was like, oh, this is quite a good way to kill someone.
Yeah.
Just run them over.
After a 1997 coup led by ex-Khmer Rouge official Hun Sen, Pol Pot was arrested and placed under lifelong house arrest.
Yeah, so he has a public show trial, which you can see on YouTube. Get it up, Charlie. Get the bit where he defends himself. And he looks quite shaky and old, and that's the thing about war criminals when they're old. You sort of feel sorry for them because they're old, and you're like, "Oh,
they're never the man they were."
No, but this only really started happening 15 years ago, something like that. They went to trial. So Pol Pot is under house arrest, 97 to 98, and this is him describing his day. When all is calm, around 6 p.m., I go to bed under the mosquito net. I sleep alone. My wife and my daughter live elsewhere. Lovely. Only the masses of mosquitoes and insects that bite. Frankly, I'm bored, but I've grown used to the boredom.
Feel sorry for him.
Yeah. You know,
bored.
And then he doesn't back down, saying that he still said he was a good leader.
Yeah.
And then in 1998, he dies of a heart attack, although a US journalist, Nate Thayer, believes that he committed suicide with Valium and chloroquine. What's that?
Because he found out he was going to America.
Oh, because he was going to be extradited. Oh, wow, he's going to be extradited.
That would be fun.
Fuck. So he's going to be extradited to stand trial?
His body was preserved in ice after a failed embalming.
Oh, no, that's very sad. We're pro-embalming.
We're big pro-embalming.
Charlie, can you Google failed embalming? I want to see what that looks like.
It's definitely something... That's a pro for communists. That's something they definitely got right.
They're not... Now, see, again, it's another reason why they're not proper communists, these guys. They can't embalm their leader.
Is that like if you over or under varnish something? Is it like...
I guess so.
Just dripping with like...
I think you just fill it with fucking like oil that hardens or some shit.
Failed embalming. Oh, dear. Man mistakenly mummified.
So then he was frozen. He was preserved in ice.
Oh.
Pol Pong's
Pol Pong. I bet he was Pol Pong. Pol Pong, failed embalming. So his body is preserved in ice after a failed embalming. and his wife burned it on a pile of rubbish and tyres in traditional
Typical.
fashion.
Tradish.
Yeah, I guess it's
Tyres.
not. Yeah, tyres.
Rubbish and tyres.
Scrapyard.
Yeah, it's a bit
Tradition.
It's a bit scrap.
Tradition.
It's a bit scrapyard though, isn't it?
Cambodian tradition.
Is it?
Rubbish and tyres.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want it to be
Few-
burned
How
on a
would
pile of
But what do you want to
rubbish.
be burnt on?
Hey,
What would you like to be burnt on?
Just like a sort of
mahogany.
pizza oven. I don't know.
Mahogany.
Yeah, really
Pizza-
expensive
Pizza
wood.
oven is normally the thing. I mean, it's a hotter pizza oven.
No,
But
you
imagine
want-
you're slid in.
You want something which has a nice smell of the wood, like really like nice wood chips, and then someone could be doing
Yeah,
steak over the coals
kind of thing.
next to me.
I think I would like to be, as I'm being burned, I'd like a grill on top, and I'd like a boss man making shish kebabs on top
Out
of
at
that.
you?
No, just
you're
on top of
spinning on
it.
a doner.
No. Just the circle of life.
Right.
I'm on the coals, and then there's a grill,
Yeah.
and then there's a boss man doing shish
Have
kebabs.
you been marinated?
Hey?
Have you been marinated? Does he get the brush?
No, I've been rubbed,
Right.
spice rubbed, just as like giving a flavour to the coals. It's a nice sort of circle of life thing,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I would like to die of old age.
I don't know if you're getting there.
What of age then? I want to die because of my age,
Right.
not because of like getting beaten up.
You're
or-
either going to die in 2 years or live to 135.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like if you make it past 30, you're going to
The
live.
problem is,
you're
if you,
the
live to
oldest
100
man.
if you live to 135, then people will be like, oh, what's he doing to get there? And then everyone will try and copy you,
And
and
die.
they'll all die at fucking 20.
No, the reason why he's going to 135 is because his brain ages at half the speed. Because
Yes.
It's like, you know.
So
Even today, people from An Long Veng visit his grave to make offerings, and some dig for bone fragments of him because they believe that he can cure malaria.
Well, I guess it's one cure is Pol Pong's, but
Pol Pongy. Yeah. Maybe, I reckon he looked like he smelled quite nice, but...
yeah, he did when he was alive, certainly.
So in 2003, the Extraordinary Chambers in the Courts of Cambodia was created, and its goal was to try the leaders responsible.
The ECCCC.
Yeah, the English cricket, county cricket clubs.
Yeah.
I don't know why they were doing
I
it.
don't know, but they're trustworthy.
Well, I guess their trial was, guys, you play it with a ball.
Not a baby,
It's
yeah.
not a baby.
Right.
It's the snap of leather on willow, not the snap of baby on oak. So the major trials was Doik, who was the guy who Greg Wallace, or who Charlie would have Greg Wallace's defence.
Yeah.
He was found guilty of crimes against humanity and war crimes. He was sentenced to life imprisonment.
Only died
Died
5
in
years
2020.
ago.
Died during COVID.
Interesting.
Nuon Chia, who is the guy in the Enemies of the People film. So he's brother number 2.
Yeah.
He gets tried of guilty of genocide.
When
crimes
was the
against
film
humanity.
then? When was that film we watched?
It was 2003.
Oh, right. Okay.
So this is case 002, the senior leadership case. So brother number 2, Q Sam Fan, Yang Sari, who is Pol Pot's like best mate, and they
Still alive.
Who is Yang Sari?
Ki Sam Fan.
No, he's dead.
He's still alive.
Oh right, so he's still a sentence. He's in prison now.
Yeah, in his
Aged
90s.
90s. Where is he in prison? Can we find out where he's in prison?
Get him on the pod.
Get him on the pod.
Candle Provincial Prison.
Light a candle for Q Sam Fan. Yang Sari was
He's
tried.
a big boy.
Never. And then Pol Pot, of course, never faces trial because he flees to the jungle and dies of a heart attack just as he was about to be handed over to the international authorities. So, but the ECCCC was criticised for being slow and expensive.
Costing over 300 million
Fucking hell, what?
and taking nearly 2 decades. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it's complicated, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess you want to make sure they are guilty, right?
Yeah.
You got to keep double checking.
And also, I guess there weren't many survivors, really,
Yeah.
because everyone's
12.
fucking dead. 12 survivors.
12 is insane.
Yeah.
Not the whole thing, though.
Not the whole thing.
Oh, right.
It wasn't Cambodia goes from 8 million
To
to
a football
12.
team.
Football team with a sub.
That was just as a torture.
That was just a torture prison.
Right.
Yeah. So the other thing we should have said in the last episode is that they also, because they forced atheism, they burn a lot of like Cham Muslims. I don't know who they are. There's some Muslims.
But that's like bottom of the list.
It's a drop in the ocean,
Yeah.
really. I mean, they're killing fucking everyone. And yeah, that's basic. So, I mean, like you said, it's quite an unsatisfying end. It's
Yeah.
just kind of a slow fade out. Pot just goes into the jungle, carries on the...
At least some people
Fighting.
stood trial, and it
Yeah.
feels like modern Cambodia has into some. Well, it feels like Southeast Asia manages to recover from these things better than I imagine Britain would in some ways. Like Vietnam, they're such like polite people over there. They're quite forgiving people. They have no
Yeah.
ill will to the Americans.
Yeah.
even when you hear like the Vietnamese speaking like the Ken Burns dog,
Yeah.
as soon as the Americans left, they'd forgiven them.
Yeah.
It was literally, if you're not here, we don't care.
Forgive and forget.
So, and then Cambodia.
Whereas Iran are still annoyed about
Yeah,
1956. It's like, chill out, boys.
What has Charlie learned?
Yeah, should we wrap up the Cambodian genocide with Charlie? What's your main takeaway from this series? You've been to Cambodia. You seem to not have engaged.
I
with
feel it's made you understand the topic less being to Cambodia.
Yeah,
because you just seem to think that Pol Pot killed your dog or something.
Sorry, I tell you, before we do this Charlie thing, we haven't checked in with what Pol Potts is doing.
Yes.
So we need to know what Pol Potts has been doing this whole time. So
what happened when Pol Pot died in 1998? What was Pol Potts doing?
Yeah.
He was working in retail, including jobs at Tesco's and Waitrose.
And he was serving as a Liberal Democrat councillor in Bristol City Council. Is that the same Pol Potts?
Yeah, it tracks. When he was 28 years old.
So Pol Potts was... Now, when did Pol Potts...
apparently, Pol Potts got really badly bullied throughout his whole life.
Right.
His dad was a bus driver and his mother was a supermarket
So
cashier.
when did Pol Potts win Britain's Got Talent? 2007.
First ever winner of the show.
And does that track with any of the Cambodian war criminals trials?
It does, but not Pol Pot.
Not Pol Pot, of course. Okay, so that's nice. It's nice to know that
They were doing. Neither of them were at their peak at the same time.
No, they missed each other.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. So yes, Charlie, what have you learned from the Cambodian? To sum up the Cambodian genocide.
He was nice initially. I mean, it gave everyone spoons, but then
I don't know if that. I'd stop the nice bit before the spoon bit. To be honest, I'd say the nice bit was when he was like at school in Paris.
No. He gave everyone a spoon. Never forget that.
Never. I mean, he come a long way with him. Remember how long ago it feels when he was getting milked by the courtesans?
Yeah.
Just a young boy getting
it started
milked.
good.
Yeah.
And he seemed nice, and then I think he just got a bit distracted. And
Distracted.
Then, it got out of hand.
It did definitely go out of hand. That's fair.
The banality of anal showed itself.
It did.
Right.
How have you found this as a topic? Have you enjoyed this one?
Confusing.
You felt tricked, I think, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be nice.
Yeah.
What, the Cambodian genocide? What, the killing fields?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like it.
No.
I think some of it's really horrible, actually.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that?
I liked Cambodia, but
How
I don't
does
like this.
that stack up against the rape of Nanking?
This feels worse
Do you think?
because I thought it would be fine.
How do you think this stacks up to the rape of Nanking?
Well, I guess the rape of Nanking's branding is quite
Yeah.
stark, isn't it? You know, the rape of Nanking.
Yeah.
And for that, we did a Patreon episode on the rape of Nanking, but
That's still probably the worst.
I think that's the worst thing.
This
But
feels
that's
worse.
just not happening over such a big distance.
Although, do you know what?
No, this is fucked.
the fact that this is it's the back to basics, hand to hand genocide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but there's samurai
The
sword in
poo eating.
people's-
They didn't make them eat poo in
Rape of
Japan.
Nanking, they're lining them up and they're
I know.
getting one samurai sword and just going.
yeah.
Here they got tubs of poo and they're making them eat them. I think
But
that's worse.
rape of with
Like an old box of cart door.
Yeah,
with a spoon the government have given them.
which is nice.
That is nice.
But then they make them eat poo with it.
yes, I know, but it's a government issue spoon.
Hey, there's pros and cons to the regime.
There's pros and cons. On the pro side, we got given a free spoon. On the con side, literally everything else was taken away from us, and they made us eat poo with a spoon. You know,
Yeah.
it's every cloud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
So that's why this is worse.
I think this is worse. But
Yeah.
Way
we
more
must-
people as well.
Hey,
Way more people.
Way
Way
more
more
people.
people, but I just
Yeah.
mean for the actual
brutality of the violence.
brutality, the focus of rape of Nanking probably makes it worse.
Although what is quite funny about the rape of Nanking is that when they were cutting off everyone's heads, the Japanese soldier who was doing that got listed as a casualty because his arm was sore.
Pretty good.
So that's pretty good. Well, listen, I think we've completely done the Pol Pot story.
We have.
And
We've done it dry. I mean, we've got nothing
squeezed
left.
it dry. No,
You don't
And-
really get a good last episode in the right way.
It's
There's not
frustrating
really-
because
yeah.
it's kind of a fade out, and also because
He should have been Gaddafi'd over the front of a car.
Oh, I would have loved that.
Yeah.
He should have been fucking like slingshotted against a tree. Like that, shot out of a cannon into a tree,
Yeah.
if there's any justice.
I mean, he died being bored for 10 years, which
Yeah.
I guess might be worse than being sodomized quickly.
Might
No,
be.
someone should have fucked him.
Right.
Fucked him.
Someone should have fucked Paul.
Someone should have Pol Potted him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I think when we're ranking dictators, I personally find Pol Pot quite hard to love because there's not much personality
No.
there. But I think the Khmer Rouge 4 years in charge is obviously all kind of ickiness aside, kind of hilarious and how spectacularly bad it is.
Could be the most spectacular there is.
Could be the biggest case of failed ambition ever.
Yeah.
We're going to
Because the Great Leap Forward is one thing.
the super Great Leap Forward.
That really takes it to the next level.
It's phenomenally bad.
Yeah.
And the intentions have never been better.
No.
And the outcomes have never been worse. So that brings us to the end of the Cambodian genocide. I'm absolutely full of meat.
Yes.
If you'd like a bit of pudding, a bit of a sweet treat to tie you over,
Digestive.
the Patreon this week is the history of house arrest from Roman senators to Oscar Pistorius. Pol Pot obviously is under house arrest for the last part of his life. £3 a month, you can become a Pol Potrian and join some other people who managed to survive being thrown against trees as babies. Their lives are difficult, but they can still afford to subscribe to our bonus content. We'll see you next week for a brand new topic, which will be less grim, I think. I can't remember what we're doing. But thank you for stopping by, and we will see you next week for more history.
Paul, bye.
Goodbye.